Beloved chosen one, this is not the hour to shrink back, drift off, or numb your spirit with delay. Something holy is pressing against your ordinary routine, and you can feel it. The pressure has been building, not to crush you, but to awaken you. Heaven has been patient with you, even through the moments when you doubted your own calling, even through the nights when you questioned whether the voice inside you was truly from God. Yet this moment arrives with unusual weight because the assignment before you is not small, and your response cannot remain undecided. You have been standing at the edge of a divine threshold, sensing that one act of obedience could shift everything. That feeling is real. This is not coincidence. This is divine intervention. You were never fashioned to live half awake. You were never marked by God so you could spend your days negotiating with fear, bargaining with comfort, and calling hesitation wisdom. The final assignment requires your yes because your yes is the key that releases movement, not perfection, not full understanding, not a detailed map of every step ahead. Just your yes. That is why the resistance has been so fierce. Darkness does not panic over people who stay distracted. It reacts when someone chosen begins to recognize the seriousness of their oil, their voice, their obedience, and their timing. What trembles around you is not proof that you are abandoned. It is proof that your agreement with God carries consequence. The Lord is not asking you to become somebody else before you answer Him. He is calling you as you are, but not to remain as you are. The trembling in your chest, the holy unrest, the sense that something is ending while something greater waits to begin. All of it points to this sacred demand: surrender your delay. Lay down the inner argument. Stop measuring your worth by who misunderstood you, who left you, who overlooked you, or who refused to see what God placed inside you. Their blindness never canceled your assignment, as Jesus Himself declared in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 39. Whoever finds their life will lose it, and whoever loses their life for my sake will find it. That word reaches directly into your hesitation. The life built around safety, image, and control cannot carry the weight of what God is about to entrust to you. Your real life begins on the other side of surrender. So do not do it no matter the price. Do not betray your calling just to stay comfortable one more day. Let this be the moment you agree with heaven and seal it with action like this message. Share it with someone under spiritual pressure. Subscribe for the next word, and comment 521 if your answer is yes. What felt like breaking was often building. The weight you carried in silence, the doors that closed without explanation, the loneliness that taught you how to hear God without applause. None of it was wasted. You thought you were merely surviving seasons that made no sense, but heaven was shaping endurance inside you. Every betrayal trained your discernment. Every delay deepened your patience. Every moment you were forced to stand alone strengthened the part of you that could no longer depend on human validation. What looked like loss was also preparation, because the final assignment cannot be carried by a fragile spirit that collapses the moment it is misunderstood. You know what it is to keep going while your heart is tired. You know what it is to smile in public and wrestle in private. You know what it is to ask God why the road has been so narrow, why the pruning has been so severe, why the people you loved could not go where you were being led. But now you are beginning to see the pattern. The pressure was not random. The stretching was not cruelty. The separation was not proof that you were forgotten. You were being trained to carry something sacred without dropping it when the winds changed. There are people who only know how to move when they are celebrated. But you were taught how to move when no one clapped. There are people who can speak about faith, but collapse under refining, and that is why their words carry noise but not oil. Your history is different. You have walked through fire that stripped away imitation. You have faced hard places that forced you to become honest before God. The mask had to fall. The borrowed language had to die. The false strength had to crack. What remained was costly, but it was real. And what is real is what heaven can trust. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Jeremiah. Chapter 1, verse 5. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. That means your preparation did not begin when the pain started. It began in the mind of God before your first breath. The struggle did not invent your calling, and the wounds did not erase it. They revealed what had already been marked. You were set apart before you knew the meaning of resistance. You were chosen before you had language for warfare. The hand of God was already on your life when others misread you, dismissed you, or walked away. So when you look back now, do not only see what hurt you, see what it produced. See the steel where softness once surrendered too quickly. See the wisdom where naivety once trusted the wrong voices. See the holy depth that could only be formed in hidden places. You were not being buried. You were being prepared. Now the warning becomes more direct, because delay has started costing you more than comfort is worth. There is a moment when waiting is wisdom, but there is also a moment when waiting becomes an excuse that protects the flesh while starving the spirit. You have felt that tension. You have sensed the inner friction, the holy discomfort, the conviction that will not leave you alone. That is because this final assignment is not a casual invitation. It is a divine demand for agreement. Heaven is not asking whether your emotions feel settled. Heaven is asking whether your obedience will finally become stronger than your fear. The danger is not always open rebellion. Sometimes it is quiet postponement. Sometimes it is the habit of saying yes in your heart while saying not yet with your life. That pattern drains spiritual strength. It weakens boldness. It clouds discernment. The enemy understands that a chosen one who keeps delaying eventually grows tired, and a tired soul can begin calling compromise peace. That is why this message reaches you with urgency, not to condemn you, but to wake you before hesitation hardens into a lifestyle. You cannot keep feeding indecision and expect clarity to flourish. You cannot keep avoiding the step God made plain and still wonder why your spirit feels heavy. According to what is revealed in the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. This word cuts straight through the excuse of overthinking. Your own understanding will always search for guarantees, safer timing, easier conditions, and visible proof before moving. But trust does not wait for complete explanation. Trust moves because God has spoken. This verse is not only telling you to believe God in a general way, it is exposing the root of your delay. You have been trying to measure a spiritual assignment with natural logic, and that method will never give you peace. The assignment is bigger than your calculations, which is exactly why full trust is required. So the warning is clear: stop leaning on the mind that keeps talking you out of what God already confirmed. Stop bowing to the part of you that wants certainty more than surrender. Your next step may look small to other people, but in the spirit it is a gate. Once you walk through it, confusion begins to lose its grip. Strength starts returning. Direction becomes sharper. Comment. Trust over sight. Let that be more than words beneath a video. Let it become your personal line in the sand, your public witness that you are done letting human reasoning sit on the throne of a God-given decision. And if this message is meeting you at the exact point of battle, your donation becomes part of sending this same strength to someone else who is still trapped between fear and obedience. And now you arrive at the still point in the battle. the place where noise fades and the unseen realm waits for your agreement. This is deeper than emotion, deeper than motivation, deeper than the temporary surge that comes from hearing a powerful message. What stands before you now is activation. Angels are not moved by your talent, your plans, or your private dreams alone. They move in alignment with the Word of God and with the obedience of those who come under that Word. That is why your yes matters so much. It is not a decorative response. It is a spiritual release. For a long time, you may have imagined that breakthrough would come through a dramatic sign, some unmistakable event that would remove all tension and leave no room for trembling. But the holy pattern is often different. Heaven waits for surrender first, then movement follows. The assignment is not delayed because God is absent. It is delayed because your agreement has been part of the process all along. The Lord, in His wisdom, has chosen to involve your will. He will not treat you like a machine. He calls you like a son, like a daughter, like one entrusted with sacred responsibility. That is why this hour feels weighty. What happens next is tied to whether you remain divided or become fully aligned. You have sensed angelic protection in past seasons without always having language for it. There were moments you should have fallen apart but did not. There were traps you could have stepped into but somehow missed. There were sudden restraints, holy interruptions, strange reroutings, and inner warnings that preserved you. None of that was accidental. The same God who guarded you in hidden seasons is now summoning you into conscious cooperation. Protection was never the final goal. Preparation was, and preparation leads to participation. The apostle reminds us in the letter to the Hebrews, chapter 1, verse 14. Are not all angels ministering spirits sent to serve those who will inherit salvation? This truth makes the moment clearer. Angels are not ornaments in your story. They are servants under divine command, assigned according to the purposes of God. Yet their ministry does not encourage passivity. It confirms that heaven is organized around obedience. When you say yes to God, you are not stepping into emptiness. You are stepping into an ordered realm where provision, protection, and assistance have already been appointed for the path of surrender. So let this settle deep within you. You are not being asked to force open a future with human strength. You are being asked to agree with what heaven has already prepared. The final assignment does not begin with striving. It begins with alignment. And alignment is holy because it joins your earthly response to God's eternal intention. Once that union takes place, what seemed frozen begins to move. What seemed silent begins to answer. What seemed distant begins to draw near. The waiting realm is not empty. It is poised. And this is where the crown comes into view, not as decoration, but as the sign of a life that has finally stopped negotiating with comfort and started walking in full obedience. The final assignment was never meant to make you popular with every voice around you. It was meant to make you faithful. That is the difference. Many people want the reward of calling, but few accept the cost of surrender. Yet you are being brought into a holier understanding now. The glory attached to your life is not born from ease. It is born from agreement with God when agreement requires courage. That is why your journey has felt so weighty. Heaven was not merely preparing you to survive. Heaven was preparing you to carry authority. The yes God has asked from you is not small. And the fruit of that yes will not be small either. Once obedience settles into your spirit, you stop living like someone waiting for permission from the world. You begin to stand differently. You hear differently. You discern differently. Your presence becomes steadier because your identity is no longer hanging on the reactions of people. The fear of man begins to break. The need to be explained begins to die. The old hunger to be accepted at any cost loses its grip. In its place, a cleaner fire begins to burn. That fire is holy resolve. It is the inner strength that comes when you know you have answered God. We find in the second letter to Timothy chapter 2, verse 12. If we endure, we will also reign with him. This is not a promise of comfort before obedience. It is a promise of reigning after endurance. That is the meaning you must hold tightly now. Reigning is not merely about future honor. It is about spiritual authority formed through tested loyalty. The crown belongs to those who remain true under pressure, who keep walking when the road narrows, who keep yielding when the flesh wants escape. Your obedience is shaping the very authority you will carry. Every surrendered step is fitting you for the weight of what comes next. So do not call yourself weak because the path has been hard. Do not call yourself late because the process has been long. Do not call yourself forgotten because the training happened in hidden places. You are stepping into a different posture now. The final assignment needed your yes because your yes was the doorway to transformation, not partial transformation, not temporary inspiration, real change, lasting change, holy change. Seal this moment with a prophetic act and comment 846 below. Let that number mark your agreement that you will no longer seek a softer road than the one God appointed. Let it stand as your witness that obedience, not comfort, is your answer now. The crown is not for the one who avoided the battle. It is for the one who endured, obeyed, and remained. At the end of this road, nothing needs to be forced. Some responses are most beautiful when they rise like incense, freely, quietly, and with love. If this message has rested on your spirit, let your like be like placing a lamp in the highest window of your soul, a small flame that says you did not let this word pass in darkness. Let your share become a loaf broken gently for another traveler, so no weary heart has to starve alone on the journey. Let your comment be the stone you set beside the river, a marker that says God met you here. Let your subscribe be like returning to the same well where living water has found you before. And if your heart leans toward donate, let it be like releasing seed into good soil, so this voice may keep reaching fields your own hands may never touch.